StreamYard. I don't know if you guys have ever used StreamYard, but as people are coming in and stuff, we'll start seeing people pop in as well as some Q&A. So Beacon, I'm not looking at Q&A right now, but we'll go ahead and get started. Give it a minute here.
Hey, Mark, are you using Clubhouse yet?
Am I using what? I'm sorry?
Clubhouse?
I'm not. Everyone's loving it, though, I heard.
Dude, it is good. It is better than heroin. I mean, it is addictive. And the content. I mean, the stuff that you could be doing, and I'm doing it for my new book coming out. It's amazing. I'm just spending I just got on 3 days ago, and I'm just using this time to learn it, so I don't look like a fool when I host my my first room. But if you need an invitation, I'm happy to get you on there.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on there. I just haven't done anything over there yet, but everyone I know is raving about it. I mean, if Elon Musk is hanging out over there, he's just driving bigger eyeballs to it, right? So
yes, he's going to be on tonight again.
Yeah. Oh, again?
Yeah, okay. Tonight at 11:30 Eastern, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Definitely got to check it out. Let me see the comment. Here we go. Hey, guys, what's going on? Thank you very much for being here. I do have a special guest here today. We'll get to Frank here in a second, but you guys may or may not know this. Actually, I met Frank back in 2006, I believe. Also, you guys will see another guy here. His name's Doug Dobler. Met him at a mastermind back in 2004. Masterminds work if you meet the right people. It's amazing. But as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I'm in here in Parkland. Frank, I believe you're in the treehouse over there in Delray area. And Doug snowed in over in Canandaigua. But I'm super excited to be here, guys. Like I said, you may not know this, but through all my book sales, we have a new book coming out actually soon as well. But all the monies go to charity, and I'm distributing it at different places. But Frank's charity, the Caring House Project Foundation, has been a big part of our giving, and it's an awesome experience to be able to give to the less fortunate, and we'll get into that in a second. But just real quick, I remember back in 2006, Frank, I think this is when I met you. I think it was the $36 million mansion. I know it's the cheap ones that you've done in the past, but the small ones. But I remember walking around, and Mike Libben was there, a lot of buddies and stuff, and the carpet, if I remember correctly, was like $1,200 a yard or square yard, and it just expands your mind, getting around what wealth looks like. I'm a hillbilly kid from Ohio, grew up in a trailer court until I was 10, and then just started trying to get uncomfortable, right? Get around people that are doing bigger things than you, not to they're talking down to you, but inspiring you. And Frank, you've done that for not just me, obviously many people over the years, many tens of thousands of people. And that's why I love the Caring House Project Foundation. I remember once I started making a little bit of money, I wanted to start giving back. And I had a conversation wondering how do I get back to people in America? And we kept talking about that. And the truth is, people are people. It doesn't matter where they live. Giving in America, $1,000 in America is not going to do a whole lot like it would $1,000 over in Haiti, for example, which you do a lot of stuff over there. So it's super exciting to be a part of this journey. Doug and I, we've known each other a long time, like I said, since 2004. We've done a lot of deals together in the real estate, and just a great friend and a wild guy doing a lot of cool stuff. But I think it was 2007 too, right? Doug and Frank, we did the whole Haiti trip. That's when we all went over there with Kendra Todd from The Apprentice and different people like that. And if you want to see what real poor is like, go over there for a day, and it will humble you very quickly. I believe if you live under an underpass in America, you have a massive advantage compared to over there. It's a different world. And it's very, like I said, very humbling to see kind of what they're doing. And we went to a village and saw the little kids, and I'll share pictures here below after the live. But great pictures, seeing the kids, how they're very entrepreneurial by default, right? They're selling bolts and anything they can sell. They're trying to move and get water and get food, and it's just really it's pretty powerful. Now, me having kids now today, I don't even know what I would do as a parent having children there, like these guys, the conditions they're dealing with. But Frank, I guess on your side, man, first of all, welcome. What have you been up to on your side with everything?
This is so cool because I'm thinking when you referenced 2006, I was touring my second book. I'm getting ready to release my seventh, which I think you've released more than I have. And we were on this tour bus together where I think you had donated to ride with me from one city to the next, and that was how we raised money for the Caring House back then. Is I did a 23 city book tour, or 40, whatever, however many cities, and people donated to ride with me from, say, Tennessee to Georgia or something. And you donated one, and that's how we met. And then you came to my grand unveiling, my $30 million house, and I'm looking at the 3 box there. What has changed since 2006? So Doug's beard is really gray. My hair's really purple. And there's a kid behind Mark Evans that walks into the picture. That's his own kid. And that just blows my mind how much has changed. But what hasn't changed in all that time is our commitment to Haiti, which is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. So for the guys in your group that don't know who I am, I mean, I am a real estate investor. I build spec homes on the direct ocean front here in Palm Beach County. When I say here, I look up because I'm in my treehouse, and right over there is the beach. And we've built 44 direct oceanfront homes on the oceanfront in the last 28 years with an average selling price of $14 million. These are spec homes, by the way. I don't build custom, I build spec. So I'm a real estate investor just like the rest of you. But what about those who don't have a home? You know, what about those who live in the poorest country in the world now? By the way, it dropped again. Its ranking dropped to be the poorest country in the world. And so we went to Haiti 17 years ago, and we have been building self-sustaining villages because I'm not about welfare. I'm not about entitlements. I'm about philanthrocapitalism, taking the best of philanthropy and the best of capitalism. And we're getting ready to start with your guys' help on our 29th self-sufficient village, taking care of now over 12,800 children that, like Mark's kid who just popped into the video there, I mean, they're all about that age that are eating. If this was a hamburger, they're eating this. This is dirt flavored with bouillon and lemon juice. And so people like Mark and Ben Humble, Ben Murasan, who's donated, a lot of your people have donated. And we want to, you know, we'd love to get a village going for the DM family.
Yeah. No, as you guys, again, Frank, you know this because you guys are part of it, but a couple years ago, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we actually did a birthday bash. And every birthday year, I like to do a charity event where we raise a lot of money and give. Initially, we were going to just raise enough money to put some kids into school for a whole year. And then we just kept going and ended up raising about $150,000, which is always exciting. So Frank, what's a village look like? So is it like just houses everywhere, or can you explain kind of the concept with the village?
So the most important thing is the sense of community over in Haiti. And again, I'm not into welfare or entitlements. I want to create a self-sustaining village. So what we've done is we've obviously got better at what we do over the 17 years we've been over there. But a typical village, or this village in particular, would be 50 concrete houses housing approximately 400 people, because the average size of a family in Haiti is 8 people. So 8 times 50 is 400 people in these houses, 50 houses, a community center that has a school, a clinic, and a church in it. And if I go back to the houses for a minute, the newest village that we're building is going to have, each house is going to have its own toilet. Now that may sound like no big deal. Like, Frank, what do you mean? No, none of these people have had toilets before. We've had to build outhouses or latrines for them. Each house has its own toilet. Each house has its own cistern. Each house has its own solar power. And Mark, when you came over there in 2007, none of that was in our villages. So in addition to the houses, in addition to the community center, we've got some form of free enterprise. So a fishing cooperative or a animal husbandry or even a nursery. So that when we leave, man, we are gone to the next village. We're not coming back to help you. You need to be self-sustaining. And the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in our approach, where we haven't had to go back and rescue any of the villages we built dating all the way back to 2003.
Wow. That's wild. I mean, again, like I said, it sounds wild for even people to be listening, like no toilets, right? So it's a very powerful thing. And, you know, like I said, when I was over there, I remember walking through like the trash pits, but this is their roads to their houses, and they have like sheets over. That's where they're doing like church and different, you know, outings and such. So to say this is a huge thing. So it has the community center where they do school and church, right, Frank?
School, church, and communal meals. And they like in one of the villages, and this happened in this one too, we'll provide sewing machines, and they'll learn to sew, and they'll make textiles to sell. Matter of fact, during COVID, one of the reasons this, you know, your birthday money hadn't been put to work yet is because of COVID. Now that it's kind of subsided, we used some monies to actually send over there so they could make masks. You couldn't buy masks. You couldn't buy a hand washing station. You couldn't even buy, hand sanitizer. So we sent all that stuff over there. These people are so resourceful. They're so entrepreneurial. They made their own mask for their families and then sold the remainder. So being that everybody on this call, or most everybody associated with you, Mark, is in real estate, or if they're not, they should be in real estate. One house in Haiti that I just described for a family of 8 made out of concrete, 2 rooms, a front porch, a now bathroom, a little kitchen, and a cistern and solar. One house I can build for $4,800.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, could you imagine? These are people that's never even had this opportunity in their life. So, I mean, for Frank, like you're not, like you said, just so we're clear, guys, you're not just coming in there, doing all the work and then giving them everything and then just leaving, right? I mean, the way you guys have designed it, the community builds the community, correct? The village?
So we don't, the other thing we don't do is we don't take volunteers. I can't tell you how many times over the year, and I'm glad I haven't seen these little comments scroll across on the bottom. Hey, I'd love to go over there and volunteer. You know, I don't have any money, but I'd love to. No, Haiti has an unemployment rate of 80%. 80%. We freak out over here when it got over 5%. So we use all local labor, and they're very skilled people. We also buy all their materials. I don't export anything over there. We buy all their stuff, employ all their people. So it's a win-win all the way around.
That's amazing. I know when I was over there, you guys got a great team on the ground as well, kind of help coordinating it, make sure. I know a lot of times people giving, Frank and Doug, they're really worried, like, is the money going to the charity? Is actually going to help the mission of what you guys are set out to do? What's that look like when your guys is in with everybody? Is it, or how's that all function, I guess, when the money comes in?
I'll tell you what, just like the people that are, that are with you in your organization or that are part of your mastermind, I mean, they're looking to you as a mentor. You're their partner. You're partnering with people. That's what we do over there. I don't listen. We are a charity. We're a 501c3. So we want to keep our overhead low. I don't employ anybody except a bookkeeper that has to keep a 200-page tax return straight, because that's how long they are with the 501c3s. So we partner with people in Haiti, and they're my eyes and ears on the ground. And guys, those of you in construction or in real estate, it's nothing more than a glorified construction project where I'm set periodic updates, either pictorial updates, via my computer, or videos, or I'll go over there. So I know when it's time to send over another 50 grand to put the foundation down or put the windows in or what have you. So we have had, over those 18 years now, about a handful of reliable partners that I trust, because you are right, Mark, Haiti is a very, very corrupt country. And so when I sign an agreement with a partner over there, they know that I'm counting every nail and every, because I'm accountable to you as donors, and even my own money. I put my own money in there, and any going over budget, I don't want to hear about it. I mean, it's just like my for-profit projects. And Doug, we've invested, I did this math at our last Caring House board meeting. We've invested over $5.5 million in Haiti since 2003. And the investment return, like you and I being in the real estate business, you want a financial return. You want a dollar return. The capital return to us is human capital. 12,800 kids that are probably now alive today because of what you and Doug and our whole board and other donors have done. Yeah.
I mean, it's to say that's one of the most powerful things. I think, in all of our companies, the core value is care 360. You got to care for yourself, because if you don't care for yourself and you're not around, you can't care about anything else. So at the end of the day, giving back. I know, Frank, you have a quote that you often say about I'm going to chop it up, but what I'm talking about, like giving to others.
Yeah, so I'm going to give you two, because you started on one, and it's a real cool one. The first one, when you talk about taking care of yourself, be careful not to weaken the strong while the strong are strengthening the weak. Be careful not to weaken the strong while we're over there strengthening the weak. So believe me, I know you got to take care of yourself. The other quote I use, it's actually a Bible passage from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verse 48. It says, "To whom much is entrusted, much is required. To whom much is given, much is expected." Now, don't let the fact it's a Bible passage freak you out. It happens to be a great life mantra that I've lived by. Like Mark, Mark said he came up in a trailer court. That's awful fancy word for trailer park. I've never heard trailer court before. And I'm a corn-fed country boy from a farm in Indiana. So Mark and I have been entrusted with a lot, and to be a responsible steward for those blessings and be able to go over to Haiti with a philanthro-capitalistic approach and build 29 freaking villages. That's Mark. You've known me a long time, and you've seen the beautiful mansions I built. Guess what? Those mansions won't be my legacy. What I've done over in Haiti for these, 12,800 kids, that's my legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and again, everyone that's bought a book from me, I appreciate it, because every dollar that we've generated would go into charity donations like this. So you're giving if you know or not. And again, this is a muscle. I do have to say, giving is a muscle, right? With philanthropy, giving back. And, you have money in the bank and you're like, but if I give money, $5,000, $10,000, 100, whatever the number is, you start talking yourself out of it. But like Frank said, it's about, this is the legacy piece. This is why I'm here. Not only that, my kids are watching. I got to make sure that I'm showing them, leading by example, not just my children, Mark and Drea and my family, but, a lot of people I've mentored over the years and still continue to do and want to do more and be better, is like, we have to lead. Even if it's scary, right, Frank? I think millions of dollars, it's scary to make these moves.
Well, you mentioned the other thing about, you heard me say exercise your risk tolerance. Well, right, my muscle's really small. I better push it up there. Exercise your risk tolerance like a muscle. Eventually, it becomes stronger and able to withstand greater pressure. I take huge risks in my business by building multi-million-dollar homes on the ocean on spec. Going over to Haiti and building self-sufficient villages in the poorest country in the world without having, a presence there, that's scary. And if this was our first village, I'd probably understand if you and your mastermind group said, well, let's let them do it first, and then we'll come back and see how we've done it for 18 years, and we've gotten really efficient at it. So do the 3 screen one more time, Mark. Where's your son?
He's right here.
Mark. Hey, Mark, listen, I think it's so cool that your dad's showing you exactly what money's supposed to be used for. And when your dad makes money and when his friends make money, it's not about buying fancy cars all the time and clothes and having fancy stuff. It's about caring for kids like you that are eating dirt for dinner. Imagine your mommy feeding you dirt tonight, and your dad actually buys meals for kids who don't have the food. So you got a really cool dad right there. And you're a lucky boy.
No, thank you. There's what kids eat in Haiti, bud. Ugh.
It looks like a cookie, but it's actually made out of dirt.
Do you want that or pizza tonight?
You want that? Yeah, you know what? But that's how you experiment, right? Mark, you call Mark Jr. or what? Well,
it depends if he's getting in trouble or not. Yeah, no, Mark.
Listen, I think it's great that the idea really for us 3 adults and the rest listening is to pass on what we're doing to the next generation, not only here in the United States, like your son, Mark, but over in Haiti. It's just a beautiful thing to know that whenever I die, generationally, what we've done over there will have impacted multiple generations of Haitian children, people.
Yeah. That's what's powerful about it, Frank. I think it's, the cool community idea and, doing all that stuff. What we wanted to do today as well, Frank, is make the commitment to do the entire village.
Well, yeah, we would love to. So now there's a lot of competitive guys on this phone call, I would assume, or on this StreamYard. So Doug Dobler has a village named after him. Yannick Silver has a village named after him. Nobody has a village that will have, and sorry, Doug, that has houses with their own toilet, with their own solar system, and with their own cistern, and a community center that looks like, Mark, you sent him pictures of this whole village. Yeah. It is beautiful. That whole village gets built for just under $300,000. A whole village. You and me are in Florida. The average house of a single-family home price in Palm Beach County is $5,000 more than what I can build a whole village for in Haiti.
That's
one house.
That's amazing. No, I'm excited to do it. Obviously it's a little scary, but that's a good thing. Again, we're trying to lead by example, and it's just a muscle. Like you said, we're in the gym right now. We're making decisions to make the big donation to facilitate the entire facility, and I'm excited to name it. I don't know what we're going to name it yet, but I'm sure it'll be something cool. I know my buddy Tim Bratz. I know Jeremy Butler, some guys that are here actually have donated already over the, in the last year for sure. But I'm definitely excited for this, Frank and Doug, and honored to be a part, and more importantly, just honored that we can even do this, right? I mean, this is an amazing blessing. Like you said, we're making an impact on people's lives that we 99% probably will never meet in our entire life. and plus their generations, and just giving, I always like to call it a hand up, not a handout, and making that impact to people that definitely don't have the opportunities we have over here in the U.S. That's for sure.
Well, I've seen all these notes pop up. I would say when you guys, decide to do this, you decide to do it, but get it done. One thing that we're up against over there, Mark, we talked about this before we went on live here, was the rate of inflation is insane. It is insane. So, over here in the United States, it's 3%, a year. That's a bad year. Over there, they can have 3% a month. So we try to buy materials, and it's usually materials that inflate, not the cost of labor, which, thank God, that's usually pretty steady. Matter of fact, as the cost of materials goes up, the cost of labor actually goes down because these people are more desperate for a job. Mm-hmm. So let's do it. Let's name it I don't know. I think Dina needs a village in her name. That would be good, right?
Yeah, I still got to tell her I'm doing this. No, I'm just joking. She knows. That'd be a good birthday gift. No, we'll come up with a great name. And like I said, a lot of the guys in the DM family were kind of going over that at a mastermind group we had here in Key Largo last week, just talking about how to do more and be more and lead by example. And as you know, there's a lot of people that talk, but very few people actually step up to the plate and do things because they're afraid or scared. Even the big guys and gals, like, oh, I'm not afraid, but then you put opportunity in front of them, they kind of freeze up a little bit. We've all been there, but like I said, it's definitely a muscle that I've worked on for many years and want to continue to work on. And my goal is to be doing many of these a year, So I do know Doug has one and Yannick has one. Our goal is to get more than one then, right? That's the competitive.
That's right.
Well, Doug, better.
Yeah, and I think, Doug, the size of your village, 40 houses, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Yannick's was actually smaller than that, 35. Yeah. So a little bit bigger village. But we one thing that's cool, I do follow you on social, and I watch what you do. In life, you and me and Doug will lose a debate contest, but we'll win a do contest. We're doers. I ain't going to debate you. I ain't going to sit there and philosophize with you. I'm going to get out there and just roll up my sleeves and do it. So, I'm sure that's contagious within your group, and all those guys, these young guys that you mentor, will be on board with you, Mark, for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, they've already come to me with great ideas. I know Tim's talking about hey, let's put a massive group together and get some people in an influencer kind of conference style and raise a lot of money, or more importantly, just awareness too, right? Not just even a lot of money, but money follows awareness typically. So we're excited to do that and use our influence for better, right? A lot of people have influence, but they're not influencing things that could, make an impact at a higher level, in my opinion.
Right.
So, but no, man, I'm excited, Frank. I appreciate you giving us this opportunity. I know you guys are doing all the work. We're just providing the capital. It is a lot of work, by the way, over there on that side, right?
Yeah, but my daughter, who's now 22 and living in New York by herself, believe it or not, she wants to take over the charity, the Caring House someday. And I said, honey, it's not all about hugging orphans and feeding them. It's a business. And we got to raise money. So your part of raising the money is just as important as what we're doing. We can't do it without the money. And what I think would be really cool is if we got this DM Family Village done, or whatever you guys decide to name it, then we send the video crews over there. We show them that, the proof is that we've done this. This isn't talk. Then we go to the influencers and say, this is what our village looks like. Who wants to one-up me? Who wants to build a 100-house village or a 70-house village or what have you? But let's get this one done, videoed, shot, in the can, and then move on to village number 30.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then maybe one day there's an opportunity for us all to hop on a plane and get over there and check it out, right? I mean, that's the idea.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do that. You know that. I mean, you've been there. Doug's been there more times, I think, than I have. Yeah. We will do that again. There's so many people that want to go back, and we'll bring you guys over there and get you to see for yourself what y'all done.
Yeah, it's a wild experience. If you have children, in the teenage years or whatever, it's definitely an awakening to oh my gosh, I have it made. Mom and Dad, thank you for, food and clothing and shelter, because it's scarce over there. What'd you say? It's 80%?
Yeah, and most of the rural areas, the unemployment rate, which is we don't build in Port-au-Prince where there's a lot of other NGOs, non-government organizations that are way bigger than we are. We go out in the middle of nowhere, and in the middle of nowhere, unemployment rate's over 80%.
Wow. Which is it's unfathomable. You know what I mean? So guys and gals, again, I appreciate you guys being here. Frank, is there anything else I'd love to keep people updated? What's kind of a timeline from this point forward? I know you guys are just breaking ground now. Do you have kind of like a timeline on kind of what this looks like to create the village?
Yeah. So if let's say it's your village, right? We have committed to be done with this village. Well, they've committed to me, I should say, the partners, in 5 to 7 months. And the shovel went in the ground last week, finally, after waiting for so long. So, yeah, absolutely. We'll send. I get updates because I got to send money over there, and I want to make sure we're making progress. Just like in real estate, I don't want you to get ahead of me, right? I want to stay ahead of you in money. So as soon as we get those updates, and Doug gets them too, we'll send them to you guys.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. Like I said, Doug, do you want to say anything? I mean, I know this is the quietest I've ever heard Doug, Frank, actually. So
no, I'm good. You guys covered everything. I'm watching your guys, flip on the screen here, and I'm recognizing a lot of those names from your birthday party. So it's good to see everybody there. A lot of the people that donated big at your birthday party, and we stood there and talked about, hey, maybe we can build a village. We were just going to send 30 kids to school, but let's build a village. And
which you did, by the way. You did send 30 kids to school. Yeah. And I mean, you're right, Mark. Don't mistake Doug's quietness for there's a reason there's a village named after him, because all these other villages would not have taken place if it wasn't for Doug's loyalty as a Caring House Project board member for, I don't know, 15 years. So yeah, he's the elder statesman. He's got all the experience.
He's a good guy once in a while. We'll ask Judy about that. But
yes, he is.
But no, I think the thing is, guys, I just wanted to bring Frank and Doug on here. One, to share kind of what we're doing behind the scenes. More importantly, I wanted to share this to show you that we're moving forward. Like Frank said, we're doing, not just talking about or philosophizing or talking about a theory or this or that. We're actually implementing, getting results. And this has to happen in your business, your life, and then you can go give to charities and do all these cool things. So it all starts with an idea, and then action, and then more importantly, the results speak for themselves. So Frank and Doug, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm excited to get you guys a wire over, I think. But no, in all seriousness, I'm excited to do this, and it's scary for me in a good way. And I'm just leaning into it, and kind of your whole book, right, Frank, The Tap, if you will, right?
Yeah, it's one of my best selling books, The Tap. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Doug, when we hang up, when we're done, we'll be sending you wire transfer instructions, everybody, and Mark, you collect and send it over, and I can't wait, because part of the deal that we made with this new partner, well, it's an old partner we just haven't partnered with for a while, is they've thrown in a beautiful entrance sign that is part of what we are paying for in the negotiated full contract price of the $275 or whatever. So let's get a cool name on there with maybe a guy with a white brimmed hat, the DM Family Village.
There you go. You never know. Crazier things have happened, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys again. If you guys want, Frank, how can they follow you? And by the way, they can go and donate today if they want to do a chicken. It literally is down to that, right? Down to that. Those micros.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I got people saying that I'd love to go volunteer. When you give up one latte a day, or for a day, it's a chicken. It's $4.75, all the way up to a $275,000 village. Mm-hmm. So, you could go and donate individually, but I think it'd be better to get, so we know how to track it and get it, credited to you, is come through you, or we'll give you the wired link, and when it comes in, we'll know to credit it to you, like we did at your birthday. Okay. But I would, if you want to see what we're doing or what I'm doing, my website, which has actually been just referred to as Disney on a desktop, pretty cool. So you go to my website, frank-mckinney.com, and you can see the villages where this isn't talk. There's a Google Maps presentation of every single village we've built, how many houses and all that. So frank-mckinney.com, and while you're there, pick up a copy. Mark, yours is going to come on after my new book, Aspire: How to Create Your Own Reality and Alter Your DNA.
I like it. When's that come out, Frank?
It's going to be out in 2 months.
Excellent. Yeah, I got one coming right behind you then.
Good. There's our page. There's our Caring House page. So if who's driving? Beacon?
Yeah, Beacon.
Mm-hmm. Beacon, go to the top for a second. Scroll back to the top of the page, so you can see for the last few months, this is what we've been doing. COVID-19 Haiti relief. So what $25 got you was a hygiene kit, $50 bought a hand washing station, $100 food for 3 for a month, and $250 made a whole shitload of masks.
Yeah.
So that's why we want you to land on that. But if you go down, you can scroll down a little slower, and you'll see some videos, what we're up to in 2021. There's a picture of the DM Family Village right there. Kind of not the best picture, but you can get an idea of the house in the back, and there's the community center. I mean, the whole village is walled in, which we've never done that before, to make sure it's safe for all the children. Because the kids do get kidnapped there, and they get held for ransom. They get sold. It's an awful thing. So anyway, yeah, there's a picture of one of the houses. I mean, look how nice. That's a house I can build for $4,800.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Big, nice size house.
Yeah.
Scroll down a little bit more, Beacon. You can see the before and after.
Wow.
So there's a before. If you go a little bit lower, it's kind of small, but those two thumbnails on the right, there's an after and there's a before. Look at that. That's a family of 8 living in the before picture. That family that moved into the blue house.
Wow. That's powerful. That's the kind of impact we can make, guys. I mean, again, stick it like, what do you call it again, Frank? Capitalist?
No, philanthrocapitalism. Philanthrocapitalism, taking the best philanthropy, marrying it with capitalism, and this is the result.
I love it. Beacon, can you scroll up real quick? I want to see something here. Oops, there you go. Go back real quick, buddy. Yeah, scroll down just a tad to look at the facility. Frank, I was thinking if you zoom in on this real quick, that yellow bill, it kind of looks like me with a hat. We got to put some eyes and nose on it and a mouth. It looks like me with the cane if we paint the roof white.
It does. It does. Well, we'll put eyes and nose on it for sure.
There we go. No, I'm just messing. Awesome, Beacon. Thank you, buddy. Just bring us to live to our picks. So, again, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. Frank and Doug, I'm excited. I'm ready to wire the money whenever they can. I'll work with the guys, and we can coordinate that. Doug's awesome at that. So as they come into me, I'll communicate with him and get that taken care of, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to make an impact on the world, man. Thanks.
All right. Hey, we appreciate it. It's 2:40 right now. I bet you within 24 hours we're done.
Yeah, I bet it. That's the goal.
Yep.
Awesome, guys.
Right. See you later.
You guys. Have an amazing day.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Yep.